Hello everyone, this is Vijay and we are going to discuss a bit about conditional probability. Okay, conditional probability. Okay, I'm sure you guys already know what probability is. Probability is basically a measure to find out the extent of something happening, right? It's basically from 0 to 1. I'm not going through the basics of probability. You must be knowing about it. Since this is a conditional probability, this is a class 12 topic. So we are going to discuss this. This is very important for people who are preparing for IIT, JEE or maybe CAT or other MBA entrance exams. ठीक है? So conditional probability. What this conditional probability is, we are going to discuss, but there are some prerequisites you need to know. The basics of probability, what events are. I'm sure you guys know what events are. Events are generally denoted in capital letters like A, B, and so on, X, Y, and we generally denote the probability of those events like this: probability of A, or maybe probability of B, and so on. Okay. Now what we are supposed to find, let's say what condition probability is, as the name suggests that we are supposed to find the probability of an event given that some other event has already happened. What I meant to say, let's take a random experiment, very simple. Random experiment. I'm sure you guys know what random experiment is. This is one of the prerequisites you are supposed to know before going or jumping on conditional probability. So what we are taking a random experiment, let's say rolling a dice. Okay, rolling a dice. I'm sure you guys know what random experiment is. You should also be knowing what sample space is. So sample space of this random experiment is, sample space is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's basically collection of or the set of all possible outcomes of this particular random experiment. Okay. Now we are going to let's say we have an event called A, and this event is getting 2, right? 2 आने की क्या probability होगी? What is the probability of getting a 2? If we have to find this probability of A, that is nothing but, if I ask you what is the probability of getting a 2, you will instantly answer me sub 1 by 6, and you're absolutely right, because 2, the basically number of favorable outcomes is 1. What is that? 2. Okay, and out of total possible outcomes, which is basically 6. Okay, probability of this event is 1 by 6. Now let's consider another event, let's say B. I'm calling it B, and this event is basically getting an even number. Okay, I have a bad handwriting. I'm sure you are able to understand what I have written here, so just bear with me here. Okay. So the other event B is getting an even number, so we are supposed to find the probability of this particular event. Okay, we always find probability of events, you should know this. Okay, so probability of event B is, how many even numbers are there? 3, 2, 4 and 6. Out of total possible outcomes, 6, right? 3 out of 6, which is basically 1 out of 2. So far so good. You guys are seeing here, we have found out probability of event A and B. Now let's say we are in a class and you guys are sitting with me in the class. If I ask you what is the probability of event A, what is the probability of event B, you guys will answer, right? Let's say I took the dice, I went out of the class, okay, and I rolled the dice and something came up. You guys are not able to see what has come up, right? Only I have seen that. Now if I ask you what is the probability of event A, let me scroll up a bit. Yes, what is the probability of event A given that B has occurred. What I'm trying to say, let me put it in another sentence. What is the probability of getting a 2 if the outcome which has come is an even number? You got me? Right? So this is a conditional probability. This particular probability, the event has condition now. We are not finding out the probability of event A, we are finding out the probability of event A given that B has happened. We are now finding out the probability of getting a 2 if the outcome was say an even number. So on the top of getting an even number, now we have to find out what is the probability of getting 2. Okay, let's of course this particular if I write it down like this, A given that B has occurred, so there's a shortcut method to denote this conditional probability. It is written like this: probability of event A given that B has occurred. There's a slash in between, right? So this is the notation we use to for conditional probability, right? Of course, there's a formula for this, but we are trying to feel this conditional probability without any formulas and stuff. We are just going through it by logic. Okay, so what is the probability of event A given that B has happened? Now think about it. I went outside and you guys haven't seen it. See, I know what was the outcome, but you guys don't know it, right? So you are supposed to answer the probability, not me. Okay. So you'll instantly think, sir, if it was an even number, then definitely now for this particular event A slash B, our sample space would be 2, 4, 6, because you have told yourself that an even number has come. Okay, so biologically you can say that the sample space of this particular event is 2, 4, 6, and on the top of that, getting 2 is our favorable outcome, right? Getting a 2 is basically what we need to what we are supposed to find out, right? Getting a 2 out of 2 for 6. Yes, you're right. Instantly you'll see the answer is 1 by 3. So you have given your answer just by logic. You know that out of the possibility of getting a 2 out of 2, 4 and 6 is 1 by 3, because 2 is the just one particular outcome, favorable outcome out of total possible outcomes, which is 2, 4, 6, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Earlier it was, if I had asked you what's the probability of getting a 2 without any condition, then you would have told me that it would be 1 by 6, but now it's 1 by 3. Okay, so far so good. Now I'm sure you have gotten an idea of what conditional probability is. You should be able to think in terms in a logical way actually. Okay, now let's get into mathematical stuff. I'm sure you guys know what conditional probability is. You have understood what conditional probability is, and now I'm going to use Venn diagram. I hope this will convert into perfect rectangle. Yes, perfect. So let's say in this Venn diagram I am trying to denote two events. Let's say this bigger circle is A event, this smaller circle is B event. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to get into which should be bigger or smaller. It doesn't matter at all. Just for our understanding, this bigger rectangle is basically our sample space. I'm sure you guys know what sample space is, what in terms of Venn diagram, of course. So this is Venn diagram denoting our random experiment. This bigger rectangle is basically consists of all possible outcomes. This circle basically represents a set pertaining to events A, outcomes of events A, and the circle basically represents outcomes of events B. Now we are supposed to find out probability of event A slash B. That means what is the probability of event A given that B has happened. Now think about it. If I had asked you what's the probability of event A, you would tell me you would calculate the number of outcomes in event A upon number of elements in sample space. Like in the previous example, we had 1 by 6. Now, if I tell you that B has already happened, then what's the first thing you will think in terms of Venn diagram? That now for this particular event, your sample space is this circle. I hope you understand this, right? Perfect. Now your sample space is not this bigger rectangle. For this particular probability, your sample space is this circle, events of outcomes of event B. Okay, so in the denominator, your sample, you will write something like this: number of elements in event B. So far so good. Now if I ask you what should be in the numerator, now think about it. Whatever possibility of event A which may happen after B has happened will come from this set. Am I right or not? The one I am shading with green marker. It's quite logical. Think about it. Whatever the possibility of event A happening, it should come from this particular set, right? And what this particular set is, this is nothing but number of elements in A intersection B. So far so good. Just write it down. Okay, number of elements in A intersection B, and that's our basic formula for probability of A slash B. But you don't see this formula in books. What you actually see, if we divide this numerator and denominator by number of elements in sample space, which is basically the whole sample space, right? So what we get, this is nothing but probability of A intersection B upon probability of B. So this is basically the mathematical formula for conditional probability. I hope you understood this, and this is the end. This is just the basics of conditional probability. I hope you understand this, and kind of now you will be able to relate basics of conditional probability with random experiments. Okay. Thank you so much.